There's a recent report in New York Times suggesting that the diplomats, American diplomats in Havana, had suffered brain damage due to microwave weapons. Effective damage to the brain is very far-fetched. There are several scientists in the US that have given their opinion that this kind of weapon is impossible. In the case of microwaves, how could you damage the brain without causing burns in the skin or in the muscle? Some scientists in the US have said that you would need a very large parabolic disc to generate this kind of energy, and that the person would have to put his head inside the disc. So how can we imagine people in a hotel room or in their homes being targeted by a microwave weapon? There's no evidence for this, and there are a lot of scientists that think that this kind of weapon is impossible. It violates the laws of physics. So one of the things we're very worried about is that the scientific reports do not demonstrate widespread damage to circuits in the brain, which is something that I think is the central hypothesis of the group from the University of Pennsylvania. For example, there's supposed to be in this whole group cognitive deficits, but in the cases that were trained with neuropsychological tests, the results that were reported used a very lenient threshold, a threshold that was so high that practically any normal person could be abnormal if these tests were administered to him. This has been criticized in papers in Europe. There are letters by American doctors to the journal, the American Medical Association, criticizing this threshold. So the other thing we're worried about is that psychogenic factors have been dismissed, and in the publications by the University of Pennsylvania, the authors say that they're not possible. For example, one argument is that some of these people didn't know each other. This is a very small community. Dr. Rosenfarb, who was the doctor from the State Department, he went to a hearing in the Congress, and he said that this was a closely knit community. This is in public record. So just imagine a group of people living in a foreign country, a close-knit community. Everybody has contacts either in first degree or in second degree. And if your government is telling you that you're under attack and in fact starts massive evacuations, then immediately, emergency evacuations, then immediately these people must be stressed, must be anxious, and must feel threatened. So many of the symptoms you see in the reports, sleep disorders, headaches, can be due to anxiety or psychogenic contagion.